Hi, welcome back to Jen's Addiction. I am so glad you came back to see me today, and happy holidays. This episode is all about the fun of celebrating holidays, and what better way to do that than through the music that we love so much, and the holiday Christmas music that I think we have all probably grown up with, that has become an absolute constant in our lives in many, many ways. I find that Christmas music is some of the music that I could probably know all the words to and sing any time of the year, regardless. And maybe that's because it is so familiar and comforting in some way. There are certain albums and songs that I can't imagine not being a part of my life. They've been a part of my life forever. And I just think they are absolutely the most beautiful songs, some of the most fun songs sometimes to listen to, and just the easiest albums to listen to. And most people can agree on a lot of these songs, right? Like, you don't always have to be a big fan of certain groups or genres of music. You come together as a family or friends or even work or whatever, and you can just listen to music in a common way. And it's all so good. So I thought I would encourage you all to have a little bit of a cocktail, whatever it is that you may be celebrating with or that you like. A little sangria, it goes a long way this time of year. Maybe sit back and reminisce a little bit with me about the music that I love so much this holiday season. If you have not hit like and subscribe, please do so. I love you all being here so much, and the more the merrier for sure. And I just can't think of a better way to celebrate the season than to get a lot more people on board with Jen's Addiction. And I appreciate all of your love and support. So welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you've been here before. So let me have a quick sip here, because I can't be, I can't have too many libations while I go over music. I might be calling these records something that they aren't. So, but I thought I would show some of the ones that I have. I was going through my collection and I realized a couple are missing. Band-Aids, Do They Know It's Christmas, for example, is one that I know I've got somewhere, and for whatever reason, can't seem to find it. I kept thinking I had a Julie London record. Julie London never made a Christmas album. Can you believe that? She did a song called I'd Like You for Christmas, but she's never done any other official Christmas records or music. She shows up on compilation albums, and I just kept thinking, boy, I must have a Julie London record, or isn't there a Julie London record? No. And it's not even like there's material to pull from to reissue one. So that kind of made me a little sad when so there you go. Another album that I'm missing is by Brook Benton. One of my all-time favorite Christmas songs is a song that he sings called You're All I Want for Christmas. Just a beautiful classic sound and rhythm to that song. If you have never heard it, definitely look it up. I may try to link some of these songs on my Spotify playlist, just for quick reference for any of you that are interested. I do try to put music on there from time to time, so YouTube doesn't block me or ban me, and I don't get in trouble for playing. I just don't even want to go there. It's just so much hassle. But anyway, if you've never heard Brook Benton's You're All I Want for Christmas, you are in for a treat. He is just awesome. His vocals are gorgeous. He has such a great voice. He's right up there to me singing Christmas songs like Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra. And he's just, I don't know, he's just quite spectacular. And another thing that I don't have a copy of, and I have one somewhere, is Liberace reciting 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. If you have not heard that particular version, and him in particular do the recitation of that poem, it's really cool. It's a neat recording. He has so much energy about him, and I could just really see him just kind of gathering people around and just belting out this story. And he just has such a way about him that I think is really contagious, and I love it so, so much. So a lot of joy in listening to him recite that poem. So let's dive into it. One of the first things I would say is Julie London does not have a Christmas song, but Kate Bush does. And I happen to have it. December Will Be Magic Again. I really, when I initially had ever found this 45, I was so surprised, I guess. I just never expected to see, I don't know why, but she's so experimental. She does so many specific things. And I guess I don't know. It would surprise me when I first had ever seen it. And I've had this one for a while, but just when you think you've seen everything or could collect everything, and maybe some of because I've not done any research beyond this one. I was just super happy to get this. I think I've seen it as a 12-inch or some other version, but did she have a whole Christmas album? Like if you're into Kate Bush and or don't know, like maybe you do, like maybe she did have one, maybe it was more of a European release. Definitely not something that I was used to seeing around here. So super thrilled to have that in my collection, because I just don't feel it's maybe as common as it should be. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Another one that is really classic that I don't have an LP of, which surprises me, I kept thinking I did, would be Charlie Brown Christmas, the Vince Guaraldi masterpiece, really. I don't know that I remember a time in my life that Charlie Brown Christmas was not part of my holiday. And I cannot imagine this soundtrack not being present. So just an absolute joy. I'm sure everybody has heard this one way or another. Obviously, it's still out on CD. It is being reissued and has been reissued on vinyl. I think they did a record store day one. I just literally kept thinking I had one, and I just haven't paid a lot of attention. And I think that's the copy that I've really had. This copy of Andre Previn's Royal Philharmonic Orchestra doing Tchaikovsky's The Nutcracker is something that we've had in my family since I was a little kid. That kind of gives a little bit more details and history, but just an absolute holiday classic. This is EMI Angel digital recording 2-disc album. And like I said, I think this came out in 1986, but just a beautiful version of The Nutcracker. Just effortless to listen to. I like holiday albums that don't always have a lot of lyrics and things going on, because if you are entertaining or you are doing something else, it's nice to be able to have conversations with people and not compete with the music. And I think when you just have something like The Nutcracker, it makes it super easy to just have regular conversations with your guests and visit. Another album that, although they do have singing in it, I find to be easy enough to listen to, which is great anytime music, is Christmas Is by Percy Faith. I've said on a different episode that I did that this is one of my all-time favorite. I can't imagine holidays without it. I can't imagine my record collection without it. And I certainly would never, ever, ever part with this record. I think I have it on CD as well. This is my family's original copy. My grandparents also had one. I was introduced to this album way back, well, between my grandparents playing it and our local TV station used to do time and temperature and like newsreels and sort of like a TV guide, like on one designated channel. And they always played holiday music or easy listening music on off seasons. And I remember this being on that channel year after year. So my parents would sometimes, I think my mom, like clean the house, maybe just turn that on, and you could just kind of hear a little blippets of the news and whatnot. But it's definitely a sensory memory for me and one of my absolute all-time favorite holiday records. If I could have no other holiday record but this one, that would be fine with me. So that would be great. Another family staple, this is one that's been in my family a long time. I think this was my grandparents' copy, was Gene Autry in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He also does, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. So just a lot of different songs on this particular record. I'm sure some of you have this one, but there is just something about hearing him singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that just, I don't know. It's just such memories. Plus, it shows up in places like, isn't it in Christmas Vacation? Things like that too. Like it just has become part of pop culture, and I don't know. I just, again, can't imagine a holiday without Gene Autry and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Another part of my holiday must have is Bing Crosby and Merry Christmas. This is, oh my gosh, of all the Bing Crosby records, this one is him singing Christmas favorites, of course, but also with the Andrews Sisters. This to me is big band, that, World War II, greatest generation era from 40s into the 50s, just absolutely fantastic. The version he does of Jingle Bells on here with the Andrews Sisters, I mean, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. I love that song so much. That version is so great. Of course, he has Silent Night. Oh my gosh, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Mele Kalikimaka, which that was on Christmas Vacation. Christmas in Killarney. It's getting to, Silver Bells, beginning to look a lot like Christmas. So White Christmas is on here. I just think this is an absolute holiday classic. I love this album, and I love his pairing with the Andrews Sisters. It's absolutely perfect, holiday perfection. Another perfect holiday record, and I just picked this one up, and this has been on my playlist, Mary from Lena Horne. So beautiful, so great just to hear her sing. Her version of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, I think, is just so soulful, and the quality, it's unique. She puts a spin on everything on this record that is so different than other ways of hearing some of these songs, and I just love it so much. She does a version too of What Are You Doing New Year's Eve, which is very, very pretty. But I have one of those coming up, which is actually my standout favorite, but her version is awfully awesome too. So Mary from Lena is fantastic. So I am not a big Beach Boys fan, but I have to say, Little Saint Nick and their Christmas album is so fun. And I really, when I think of Christmas and the Beach Boys, I guess I think of the Beach Boys more at Christmas than I do any other time. I love some of these versions of these songs. Again, they just seem to be common and played and so a part of our holiday culture that I can't imagine them not, the harmonies and that kind of Beach Boys sound that they bring to everything. But Little Saint Nick is definitely my favorite. And The Man with All the Toys, Frosty the Snowman. I mean, this is just a perfect retro Christmas album. And I love it so much. There's what the back of it looks like. So great pickup for sure. One that was a little more modern is Dear Santa, Bring Me a Man This Christmas, The Weather Girls. This was my 12-inch single of that particular song. Again, finding more modern versions of songs and artists doing songs, not always as easy as you want it to be. And I think the Waitresses also have their version of a Christmas song, which I don't have, and I wish I did for sure. Is that just Merry Christmas? But I think I'll skip this one this year. But this is great too, The Weather Girls. I love that. Okay, so I have just one album left, and that is because I think, although Brooke Benton might be my favorite Christmas song, and I absolutely have other favorites on there, this is a compilation called The Many Moods of Christmas. I believe it was put out through CBS Special Records in correlation with like the Goodyear Tire Company. Remember back when companies would kind of hand out Christmas albums or different promotions or whatever. So there is a ton happening on this record. You can find it pretty inexpensively. And there are obviously different ways to get these songs, but I think I picked this one up for $5 when I got it. It was in great shape. What Are You Doing New Year's Eve is on here, and that is sung by Ella Fitzgerald. I have to say, you probably get sick of me saying this. It's true. Like, I'm thinking about it right now. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about her singing that song. It is an absolute perfect sounding song. And I know there's, her own kind of Christmas albums and compilation albums. This one just happens to have a little bit of everybody on it, but her singing that song is absolute perfection to me. I really, again, cannot imagine a more beautiful holiday song, a more beautiful song if you wanted to dance with somebody to, like, just the idea of everything about that song is just so good. But you also get Doris Day and Bing Crosby and Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra. So there's a whole lot happening here. But I will say Ella Fitzgerald is hands down the scene stealer on this record. It is just gorgeous. And her song is the last song on the second side. So they end with a bang. And I can't imagine a better way to end a album than with her singing that song. So there you have it, guys. A few of my Christmas favorites, things that I love to listen to that I might actually bring to your holiday party if you asked me to curate a list or show up with some tunes for sure. I have a few others behind me. Again, these are instrumentals, some kids' favorites. Just, a ton of fun. I think Christmas music should be fun. The holiday season should be fun. Everybody should be having a little merry, But all in all, I just can't think of better music to just kind of put you in a good mood, a festive mood, put a little pep in your step sometimes, or even maybe bring back memories that are sweet and sentimental and all that good stuff. So the holidays is a real mixed bag for everybody, but I do think some of these songs are great ways to reminisce, to remember people that we love. Maybe we've lost friends, family, or all the new memories. You connect that sensory memory to new things that happen in your life, like the first Christmas with a new child or a puppy or a trip that you took or whatever it happens to be. So I hope this inspires you guys to maybe take a look at some additional Christmas records when you're out shopping, when you're looking through antique malls and stores. A lot of these pop up in places like that too. I would be hitting the dollar bins, the $2 bins, the after Christmas sales for next year for sure. And I definitely think I have a few records to be locating and also to be locating up in my attic because I know I had stacks of Christmas CDs. I'm sure some of you are absolutely the same. I felt sometimes I had more Christmas CDs than I had anything else. So if you guys have any favorites of your own, I would love to know what they are. What do you like to listen to on the holiday season? What brings a little smile to your face and some joy in your heart? I love to hear what people love to listen to, especially for the holiday seasons, and what else would be on your playlist. Again, if you've not hit like and subscribe and you've hung in with me this long, please do so. I would love to celebrate into the new year with all of you and with new viewers, and I appreciate all of your support. So until next time, I hope you're spinning some great holiday tunes, that you are having a lot of holiday cheer, and most importantly, you're just taking some time for yourself and just enjoy the season. Just have some fun. So take care, everybody. Merry Christmas.